Greetings, mere mortals. Today we are going to be discussing another critical approach, and this is historical criticism. Now, before we are going to be proceeding to the whole discussion, I cannot speak to the whole discussion on critical criticism. I need to ask you a question. So, what do you think inspired Jose Rizal to actually write the stories, to write the novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo? Do you think it was just out of a random circumstance that, Jose Rizal was just sitting on his chair and was just like, you know what, I'm going to write about the Spanish people colonizing us because I think that's a pretty good idea. Did that actually happen? Of course, if you were listening to your Rizal subject during college, of course you're not, because you're still in grade 11. How did I forget that? But I guess you already know because you've already had this during your high school years, so you know how Jose Rizal actually came up with the stories or his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, and it is because of the social historical background of the Philippines during his time period. Now, what happened during his time period is that the Spanish colonizers, of course, these Spanish people colonized our country, and that is what inspired Jose Rizal to write his infamous novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Now, this is in relation to historical criticism, of course, because this criticism talks about the history, the social history or the social background of the author, and utilize this to the making of your criticism. Don't worry, I will be able to discuss that in a much simpler term, because I actually have no idea what the heck I was saying. So this approach seeks to understand a literary work by investigating the social, cultural, and intellectual context that produced it. A context that necessarily includes the artist's biography. So in here, we are going to be looking into the past of the author. Now, on the other criticism that we had, biographical criticism, both historical and biographical criticism are related. The only thing about historical criticism is that it looks into the actual social background. It also deals with the social background and plus the author's biography or the author's life experiences. You're going to be looking at two things here: the social background and the author's life experiences. You can actually pause this video to read this poem so you can understand this criticism on William Blake's poem London. If you want to view more videos, please click the playlist right here. That's it for this video. Adios.